Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the top 10 habits that I implement regularly, typically every day or at least every week, that have improved my life and have the ability to improve yours as well. Before we get started, I would like to say that I have a blog post for this exact topic, and that is linked down below in the description box. You guys know that I'm all about personal development. I don't think I've ever made a video on habits, which is crazy because I love habits and I love positive habits. And whether you have good habits or you have bad habits, those are shaping your life and your current reality and your future. So I think if you really want to make a change in your life, you need to improve your habits. Get rid of the bad ones, replace them with healthy, positive ones. So my first habit is a solid morning routine or a strong morning routine. You guys know I love my morning routines, and you know that I change them every few months or so, just depending on my season, whatever I'm feeling. But no matter what, I always have a morning routine. I have a couple of videos on my channel with my morning routines, and like I said, you'll see that they change every so often, but they typically always revolve around the same things. So I'm typically including some personal development, which is like meditation and journaling, things like that, some health. I was doing yoga in the morning for a long time. Now I have been working out, and then also my personal hygiene, just, oil pulling, taking my shower, getting ready, things like that. Morning routines are literally how you're starting the day. So if the first thing you're doing is getting on your phone and looking at the news or social media, you're putting yourself in a negative space first thing in the morning. And I'm just not here for that, So I like to wake up and do something for myself that improves me internally and physically. The second habit is 100% focus, and this could be in anything that you're doing. So typically something that requires more of your mental focus. So, working on your online business or studying, writing a paper, things like that. But even just focusing while you're working out or while you're having a conversation with somebody. Focus is really rare these days, especially for long periods of time. With the growth of technology and social media, things like that, our attention span has decreased. And I know there's some statistics out there. We don't really know what exactly is true, but for yourself, how often you're trying to work on something and you keep on getting distracted. You allow your phone notification to disrupt you, or you get onto a different website while you're trying to work on something else. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I focus 100% of my time. However, I do try to make sure I'm focusing for at least a couple of hours per day, 100% focus. So nothing else can distract me, because a couple of hours of distraction-free focus or distraction-free work is better than 10 hours of distracted work. The third habit is meal prepping, weekly meal prepping. You guys know that I meal prep every single Sunday, and I have been meal prepping since 2016. So going over 4 years now of meal prepping, literally almost every single week since then. And I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I think it is amazing to meal prep because it literally takes me an hour and a half, maybe up to 3 hours to meal prep everything, and including doing the dishes. And I have food for 6 days of the week. So I meal prep my lunch and I meal prep my dinner. And then throughout the week, I don't have to worry about what I'm going to be eating for lunch. I don't have to worry about what I'm eating for dinner. I just warm the food up and I'm good to go. It saves me so much time, saves me so much money, and it saves me a lot of thinking energy and physical energy. If you need meal prep ideas, I have a ton on my channel, also on my blog. I actually have a whole guide on meal prepping, which I can link down below. Otherwise, you can look on Google, you can look on Pinterest, you can look on YouTube, and so on. Number 4 is regular exercise. And I know that this is pretty obvious, like exercise is one of the best habits, but you can't really say that enough, because a lot of people don't regularly exercise, but exercise is one of my favorite things ever, and I've been doing it for years now, and I definitely don't plan on slowing down. It's always been the constant thing in my life. And if you're watching this, you've at least worked out one time, hopefully, in your life, and you know how good you feel after a workout, like the the physical energy that you feel from sweating and just getting your blood flowing, getting your body moving, and also the mental clarity and mental energy that you feel. Like your mood is lifted and you're just ready to take on the day or evening, whatever. So it improves my mental health, but also improves my confidence because I'm able to shape my body by weightlifting and eating properly, things like that. And it has truly been probably the best habit of my life. Number 5 is consuming positive content, and that can come in many forms. So what I mean by content is articles, TV, videos, anything that you are reading or watching or just taking into your brain. I'm a strong believer that you become what you consume. And there's a lot of content out there. Obviously, we are bombarded with content all day long. If we're on the computer, if we're watching TV, if we're watching YouTube, whatever, but you have a lot of choice when it comes to that. So watching the news and scrolling through social media and watching just entertaining, stupid YouTubers is not ideal, to be honest. Of course, there are times for that. Sometimes you just want to give your brain the dopamine hits, or you just want to relax and laugh at something stupid or be informed about something. But I really try to avoid consuming content that is going to stress me out or make me feel really negative. Is something that I consider a waste of time. Like if it's just entertainment purposes, I try to limit how often I'm consuming that, especially if it's something that is almost like killing brain cells. You know those videos, those YouTubers on the platform. And I prefer to consume content that is positive. So I'll read books that improve my business or my personal development. I listen to motivational videos or podcasts or educational podcasts, learning about finance, learning about law of attraction, personal development, and also on YouTube. I like to learn a lot or at least watch something that is still entertaining but also improving me. Number 6 is taking walks outside. Now, this habit has increased like 10x for me since quarantine began back in March. So I have been taking walks for probably 1 or 2 years outside, just about every single day, at least while going to work. But now it has been at least an hour every single day of my life. And I go outside, it's amazing. I either just walk in silence, or if I am with my boyfriend, then we will walk together and just talk or just, be around each other. Or sometimes I'll listen to a podcast or an audiobook while I'm walking so that I can compound my time. But it's free, it is healthy for you, it clears your mind, it gets you out in nature, and it's just so relaxing. It's literally one of the easiest habits that you can implement and notice changes from. I love it so much. Number 7 is practicing gratitude. I practice gratitude just about every single day. And if I don't write down my gratitude list, I'm typically at least thinking it in my head before I go to sleep. So every single day I try to write down a few things that I'm grateful for. I usually have a journal that I write in. I list off, at least 3 things that I am grateful for from that day. They're typically unique to that day, so I don't say the same thing every single time. So it's, obviously we're thankful for our health and our family and, the basic things like that. But I try to make it very detailed and unique for the day because it requires us to think a little bit more and actually feel that gratitude and not take the everyday small things for granted. And if I'm ever feeling negative, like I'm not feeling good about something in my life, or I'm upset about something that I really don't have any reason to be upset about, then I resort to gratitude. I'll just start thinking of a bunch of things that I'm grateful for, or I'll find gratitude in a bad situation. I do suggest writing down 3 things you're grateful for, at least in the morning or at night or both, but at least think of stuff as you're falling asleep. It also helps you fall asleep. So I'll just run through things that I'm grateful for while I close my eyes. Number 8 is journaling. So I've been journaling for a really, really long time. Since I was a child, I have kept a journal, and me and my sister used to keep summer journals every year. So we would design these notebooks with magazine cutouts and things like that. I actually still have those journals, and I honestly want to burn them because they're embarrassing, but I'll put an overlay of me filming one of those. But I've been journaling for a really long time, and more recently it has been more impactful for me. So I actually brought some journals out here. So one of the top ones, this is also a good one for gratitude, is the 6-minute diary. This is my second journal of it, and I am taking a break from this one for now to go to this one, but this one is a classic. It's a good way to make a habit of daily journaling if it's not something that you're used to, and also to practice gratitude. The other one is the Gratitude Sidekick Journal from Habit Nest. So again, this could be a gratitude journal because that's what it is, but you're also having to think of things, answer questions, things like that. They have another journal as well. Both of these I'll link down below, and there are other ones. But I also keep, this is just an old notebook that I had. I didn't want to buy a new one. And I also just write, like I'll just write things that I'm grateful for, or things that I'm going through, how I want to improve. I'll write down my goals. I'll do a brain dump. I'll write down ideas. The possibilities are literally endless, and that's what I love about it. So I think it's a good way to remind yourself of those regular things, you know, like your goals and stuff like that. You're writing them down and revisiting your why, but also I give myself encouragement through my writing, and I can work my way through a problem if I'm in that situation. Number 9 is an evening tidy, and for me this starts with the dishes. So I don't go to sleep with the dishes dirty. Sometimes I have, it's been like a Saturday and we stayed up late or something like that. But I rarely go to sleep with dirty dishes in the sink because I hate it. Because I hate having to wake up in the morning and I need one of those dishes, like my French press or something like that. Not a good way to start the day. And it's just a clutter. An evening tidy is also good for clutter in general. So, you know, you get the mail, you put it on the counter, you have paperwork from the day, or you had some, you know, your sweatshirt out from the day. So I just spend like 10 to 15 minutes before I go to bed or before I start winding down for bed and just tidy things up, because I do think a cluttered space creates a cluttered mind, and it just feels good to clean up your space, clean up your environment, even if it just means making your stack of papers a little bit more organized or putting something away where it actually belongs. It's also one of the best ways to stay on top of it so that you don't have to do a deep clean every month or so. You just stay on top of your clutter every day and it doesn't get crazy. Number 10 is saving money. Again, this is probably another obvious habit, and it's something that I do wish I implemented sooner, but I spent years of my life going into debt. You guys know I have a finance channel where I am documenting my journey out of debt, and I also do this on my blog, so I will link those down below. But I have spent years of my life wasting money on things that I really don't need, or now I don't use them. And I'm so grateful that now I save my money, and I save my money automatically. So I have a certain amount transfer over to a high yield savings account. I invest in a Roth IRA, and it's just nice to have money and not spend it. And I don't think a lot of people are used to that. You know, people typically get money and it's all gone by their next paycheck. I'm probably the most financially secure right now than I ever have been in my life, and I can't tell you how comforting that is to have an emergency fund and to have money even on top of that I can go to if I absolutely need it. There's no financial stress. Yes, I still have debt and things like that, but knowing that I have cash available to prevent myself from going into unnecessary debt, it definitely puts my mind at ease. I mean, even if you can just start small, that's better than nothing. Even if it's $5 this week or $5 this month, it's $5 more than you had before. So, of course, there are several other habits in my life that have improved my life, but I really wanted to just narrow it down to 10. But I do think these 10 have really changed my life and improved the quality of my life. But let me know in the comments if you agree with any of those 10 that I just listed, or what else you would add to the list. What are your favorite habits that you implement? Everything that I mentioned will be linked down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.